Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about a circular saw and using this tool. This is a typical inexpensive little circular saw. The blade, the guard here that will somewhat protect you from the blade. You need to just stay away from this blade all you can. This will swing back. It's spring loaded. As you make your cut, it pushes this spring and it'll stay out of the way, and then when you're done with your cut, it closes back up. This, and I think all circular saws, the blade rotates in this direction, counterclockwise, I suppose. And that's good and bad. It's good that the way the teeth are, it holds the saw into the cut down on the material. It's bad in the fact that if this blade binds up, it's going to kick back towards you. As you're operating the saw, making the cut, it's going to kick back at you. So keep that in mind. Try not to get it in a bind at all, because it's a power tool. It can be dangerous. Just familiarize yourself with your saw. Have a unobstructed work area where you're not falling over things. There's not anybody pressuring you. It needs care and safety. Some safety glasses should be worn, and just general common sense, you know. I guess it's no worse than a chainsaw or something, but it can hurt you. If you pin the guard back, like a lot of people do, tie the guard open, wherever you want to say, and leave that blade exposed, when it's coasting down, it can still sever your arm from your body. They're that sharp and they're coasting that fast. So just a few little tips, not to scare you, just respect it. Alright, we're just going to make a random cut on a 2x6, a piece of scrap I happen to have laying around, just to give you an idea of what motions are involved if you've never dealt with one of these, and maybe a good idea or two, I don't know. But we'll zoom up a little bit. And I shoot these videos mostly by myself, so bear with me if they're herky-jerky and stop action some. I have to step back and take a look at things every once in a while. We're going to take a random measurement of 14 inches. Got my measuring tape here. And I'm going to go pretty well to the center of this piece of wood, and I'm going to mark 14 inches. But I'm not just going to put a line. I'm going to put a V. Reason for that is, I know that right at the point of this V is my measurement. If you put a line that's crooked, you really don't know which end is the correct measurement. So I'm going to take my handy dandy square, just a little combination square here, useful for a lot of things, but right now we're going to make a square mark across this piece of wood. We're going to line our square up. Let's see if I can get zoomed back in on that a little better. Okay. Now, we're going to take this square, put the edge up against the piece of wood. We're going to line up on the point of our V, or A, whatever you want it to be. Drag your pencil across and drag it back. That way it falls down into all the little nooks and crannies. So now we have a nice line to follow. And if you want to check your square, check it from this side and then turn it over and check it from the opposite side. Your line should follow the blade of the square equally well from both directions. Now, let me set this up to where we might possibly get a view of the saw blade starting into the cut. Now the saw is going to be loud. I won't be able to talk over it. I'll have to stop and narrate a little as we go. Alright, I'm going to bring the saw over here. And you probably can't see anything from that angle. So I'm going to come around from the other side. Alright, I hope I have this set up to where it'll show what I'm doing here. I'm going to kick this guard back just to show you what goes on here. Now, we made this right on the money of 14 inches. So we want our blade and cut to be on this side of it so that our piece is truly 14 inches. So we're going to line the blade up to where it just leaves the pencil mark. Now on most saws there's these little grooves here, and they are related to the cut, but you need to feel your saw out and find out just where they lay on your line. Now I'm going to start the saw, cut a little bit, and explain as I go. Now I'm going to have to pull the guard up just a hair to get this to start into the cut. You see, it took me a hit or two to get lined up the way I wanted to. But now I'm just taking the pencil line off. So let me finish this cut up and you'll see what happens there. Well, that wasn't an ideal cut maybe, but it's good and square. And this is a framing type piece of lumber. If you're making cabinets or framing pictures, you're going to use a different tool. But we got a reasonable cut. That's just some paint off the saw blade. Pretty clean. And I hope you'll fire up a circular saw and cut some wood and build something with it. It's not too tough. Maybe we'll work into using a chop saw soon. Thanks for looking, and I hope you find something you like.